According to Mythos, 100% of you are subscribed. Good job! Hello, how's it going everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. Today, we're going to be going through the lore of the Elation and Propagation equations. So that's going to be a lot of fun. For those that might not be aware, a lot of the propagation equations back in human comedy were really disturbing and creepy, which I didn't like, but in the Protean Hero, they actually became a lot better. I really started enjoying reading them, which, dear God, a miracle. And well, Elation's always just funny little guys go brr, which is genuinely the best thing in the world. So yeah, a lot of these do have to do with both Amphorius, but sometimes they do linger around into the overworld of Star Rail. So it's a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy. And as always, we're going to be going through the format where at the very beginning, you'll see the entire lore, so you can pause and read it if you so desire. And then following after that, I'll be reading through it, and you guys can just enjoy learning about it. So yeah, with that being said, let us begin. Ruin Strider. We are solitary wanderers, roaming through broken walls and fallen places. The ruins are the stages where we play for fun, where frozen memories slip through our fingertips. Bricks and soil, sword edges and pelts. Sensory stimuli transforms into stories, telling the end of every city-state. We gather these stories, transmit and record them, then send them far away. Sometimes at the Okima market, sometimes in the hands of survivors. Some call us opportunists, others call us grave robbers. Facing these accusations, we simply laugh them off. As long as those stories remain engraved in people's memory, civilization will never perish. Okay, that is such a cool concept that I love for a historian character. Like, yeah, kind of messed up that they're, going to like dead civilizations, but like they're keeping the story alive, which is really cool. This is gonna be so out of order, by the way. This is the first one that I've read. Because I don't know, I decided to start with Elation, even though Elation's like the third video I think I'm posting. But yeah, no, like this is really cool, and this is just getting me so excited to continue on reading all of these. Send-off Carnival. Been to a McNacken send-off? You can't find that western little city on maps anymore. I still remember that people would dress the deceased in the finest clothing, paint the most intricate makeup on corpses, and adorn caskets with fresh flowers and fragrances. The circus performs in full swing on stage, and close friends laugh heartedly in the audience. Their grief measured in decibels. This rave continues for 3 days and nights. As the performance reaches its climax, the corpse is cremated in flames. Everyone would sing and dance around the pyre as a final farewell. This tradition stem is rooted in their unique religion, for they believe that Thanatos is but Zagreus in disguise. I really like this concept that they went for in this equation for both nihility and elation. The fact that it's very coded into, oh, this is like the celebration of life while also being a celebration of death is really interesting. And I do like how they mention like, oh, like it's been tradition, and they combine two of the gods of calamity as, believing that they're one. Little do they know, but still, I don't know, it's just really interesting. Performance artist. Those lunatic performance artists are Amphorius' greatest disgrace. They gallivant city to city to spread clownish manifestos. Stuffatones, their ringleader, is a third-rate comedy actor who delusively believes that wars could be substituted with comedies. and one based on who earns the loudest laughters. At Castrum Kremnos' Arena Festival, they quipped at their opponents, only to be met with a fist. Curtains closed before the punchline. In Ladon, their preposterous poses during their performances were seen as an insult to the Eye of Twilight, and nearly had them tossed off the cliff. But Stephanes blames their failure on poor comedic timing. Well, in my opinion, their existence is quite the fine comedy. You know, I really like the logic that these people had of like, hey, we don't really have to fight, we can be peaceful. You know, props to them, but in Amphorius, that's not really gonna work. Also, they really chose the worst possible places. Like going to Castrum Kremnos with that strategy? Really? And also towards the followers of Aquila? Oof. Stone Maze. Have you seen the stone formation outside of Dolo City? Row upon row, twisting and turning, like a labyrinth imprisoning the Minotaur. If you wander in carelessly, it'll take you a whole day to find your way out. But it wasn't created by any one person. At first, there was just a single strange stone. A nameless traveler passed by and, on a whim, turned one stone into two. Then some added more as a joke, others out of curiosity, and some even used it to write secret messages. More and more people contributed to it. Even demigods join in the game. So, Lost Traveler, hold your horses before getting angry. Every stubborn stone blocking your path is a trick left by those who came before. I really hate that last line because I had to re-record this so much because I kept saying this was left by those who come after. No, for those who come after. Because I've been playing, oh my god, I finished Expedition 33 and you know that voice line. So just like, yeah, I was just like saying, oh, this thing was left for those who come after. I'm like, wait, no, that's like the wrong line. But I don't know. I do find this equation to be quite interesting. How, hey, I don't know, we were just like fooling around and then we just created a maze on accident. Oopsie, but like, I don't know. Cool concept, and it encompasses well both elation and remembrance. It's just really funny. Jolly Bandit. What audacity to pilfer the crown before gawping crowds, then deface the king's bald head with uproarious graffiti. This is worthiness master thief, swiping treasure and bestowing jests. Ostentatious nobles don prized jewelry in the city, just to anticipate their arrival, but only attract third-rate copycats. Now, this historic citadel teems with pickpockets and pranksters. Yet, none pursue the true identity of the master thief. Merchants? Detour far and wide. But those who seek mirth, enter. I will open the gates for you. You know, I really like the concept of this equation, in particular because it also reflects itself with how Cypher and Bartholus kind of work, where, legitimately speaking, Bartholus was always just like, oh, you know, I am the best thief, but Miss Cypher, boss Cypher, you know, she's better, but like, he's trying to take credit for things that Cypher did. So, I don't know, it's just a little detail that I like. Radiant Jellyfish. Ever seen the ocean glitter? That's the radiant jellyfish throwing an eternal rave. More than stars in the sky, horizon to horizon, they are not afraid of humankind, even daring swimmers to join their luminous waltz. Whispers claim their Fagusa skins. As the ocean was far too dark at night, They lit the way home for the drunken Fagusa. Others say they belong to Menestia. Golden butterflies fluttered into the ocean and transformed into jellyfish, for their wings could not take flight in the sea. Or perhaps they answer to no titan, simply dancing, propagating, and partying through millennia, from ancient past to the endless future. Wolfmother of the North. Forget stories of a hero slaying a beast. I am going to tell you something else. Meet Vostrosh, a female wolf who manipulates blizzards and snow in the north. She suckled 7 exiled human princes, taking them in as foster sons, and taught them her wisdom and cunning. But their father was a tyrant who was paranoid that his sons would usurp the throne. Thus, he had them exiled. When soldiers came butchering, the she-wolf died shielding her 7 cubs. The princes survived and alongside their supporters, dethroned their father years later. Yes, you may have guessed that they became the legendary 7 Kings of the North. The moral of the story? Humans can be more bestial than beasts. This is such a cool concept, but I mean, I don't think there's ever been a mention of these guys, nor do I think I've seen any books or writing of them. So like, I wish we could learn, I wish we could know more about them or see more about their story in some way, shape, or form in Euphoria's, but I don't think it's gonna happen. It's still cool for a story, but that's really just about it. Mortal beings. I am no hero. I am one among countless ordinary souls. Some say I'm the protagonist behind epic tales, while some say I'm the steps that lift heroes high. I don't know, I'm just trying to survive, like my kindred across the land. I am born, I grow, I procreate, I die. I am the endless cycle of all the above. Through me, ancestral stories live on. Through me, civilization's tapestry unfolds. Sometimes, often, or every moment, I too question life's meaning. Yet, I keep on living, building a family, bearing children, like moss growing in the cracks of stone. Living itself is the answer. Honestly, I just really like this equations lore. It's just nice. I don't know, like, it does kind of go with the nihilistic view of like, oh hey, like, I just need to keep on living and continue the cycle, but at the same time, it's like, hey, just do what you want. Like, start now. Life is gonna be moving forward, and so should you. That's at least how I am interpreting it. But I could also just be, like, overthinking the hell out of it. But I don't know, I just really like this one. Life is the answer. So yeah, with that being said, we have gone through the lore of the propagation and the elation equations. And if you enjoy this sort of content and would like to see more, I welcome you to check out the playlist where I've read the original Protean Hero equations, as well as all of the Divergent Universe human comedy ones, which are a lot, but they're honestly pretty interesting and very fun to go through. So yeah, if you enjoy this, go check it out. Support the channel by hitting that subscribe button, liking the video. It really goes a long way. And yeah, I don't know, just from these equations, I genuinely enjoyed the stone mace. I thought it was really funny how it just started out of nowhere. Mortal beings was pretty cool as well, with people just, you're quote unquote insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but we keep on living, we keep on moving forward, we continue because it matters. So I found that a bit inspirational, even though again the question was a little bit nihilistic. And definitely my favorite one was Jolly Bandit. Just for the sake of, oh yeah, you know, everybody wants to take the title, but everybody's just kind of third rate, so they're not really that good. But it's still interesting to see the dynamic. Yeah. With all that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for your time. And yeah, we'll just keep on moving forward with the next part being the remembrance and the erudition. For a second, I forgot what was the next path, even though there's only 2 left. As always, this videos have been really enjoyable to do. Drop down in the comments which one you found to be most interesting, or, you know, maybe one of my takes was wrong, so you might want to contest that, and that's perfectly valid. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, morning, or whatever time zone currently applies to you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.